we're gonna visit an old zoo of mine. Oh. And it's called the Numberville Metropolitan Zoo. What a name. Well, I got this entrance from the workshop. This is actually an old zoo of mine, so it's not a canon zoo anymore. It's not canon anymore. But there's a lot of animals to see here. This was supposed to be a really big zoo, but it's pretty small. So over here, we have the peacocks. The peacocks are just vibing here. Male peacocks use their feathers to attract females. These are the feathers. If you step on the peacock dies. Step. No, it's dead. And then I get kicked out of the zoo. And there's people roaming freely. Because they're allowed to roam freely. And then we leave this silly area. I'm pretty sure that's a destroyed enclosure from back when the zoo had cages. There's a lot of things to see in this zoo. Like, for example, sea lions. And if you want to see the sea lions, here's the sea lions. They're over here. This is the sea lion enclosure. By the way, this is very similar to Central Park Zoo. And it's kind of small even for a lot of sea lions. And there's no underwater viewing area. If you go over there, you will see the closer versions of the California sea lions. These sea lions are California sea lions. And this is a pupper. Oh, look how cute it is. It's so cute. I want to take it home. It's so cute. I want to take it home. Look at cutie. And on the other side, we have the penguin world, which is home to African penguins, which are found in South Africa. African penguins are also known as Sphenisticus demersus, and they're found in places like South Africa and Namibia. And since I can teleport through walls, because I can do that, I can see the penguins and what they do. Unlike other penguins, African penguins can survive the hotness of South Africa. Because when most people think of penguins, they think of them living in cold, snowy areas. But that's only in Antarctica. But there are other penguins, like African penguins and Galapagos penguins that live in tropical areas, like South Africa and the Galapagos Islands. And there's many animals to see here at this zoo. Some of the stuff is said that the zoo is gonna retire, but this is just a rumor. And by the way, not a single staff said that about this zoo. It's just that this zoo has been here for over 100 years. And a lot of the old enclosures are gone. And over here we have wombats. And since I can go through enclosures, and if you click on this, you would see our wombat. By the way, he's sleeping. Because of course he would sleep in that burrow. Wombats are related to koalas. And they dig burrows. And I think he's gonna come out. So where is he? Oh, he's here. And over here we have, in this enclosure we have two species. We have American flamingos and red-crowned cranes. There's nothing over here so they don't escape. Because if they escape, they would be gone forever. Since flamingos can fly. Over here we have a flamingo. And in Japanese culture, cranes are a symbol of elderness. And look at him. Red-crowned cranes are the largest of all crane species, growing up to 6 feet tall. But American flamingos are found in places like Florida and South America. So they're not found in the same place as red-crowned cranes. And our next animal is my brother's favorite animal, Galapagos giant tortoise. They're the largest tortoises alive today. Actually, that title is held by Aldabra giant tortoises, but Galapagos giant tortoises are found on the Galapagos Islands. And these babies are so adorable that my brother will love to see them. And I will link him down in the description because he has a YouTube channel. And also, if you go to my YouTube channel bio, you would see his description. And these are ring-tailed lemurs. Ring-tailed lemurs are the most iconic of all lemur species because you know Madagascar. Oh, the baby is on the mother's back. Oh, that happened. It's kind of weird. What's that noise? Oh. What? And over here, we have another species, spectacled caimans. They're also known as common caimans because they're the most common. Caimans are basically crocodiles, but smaller. And that's not really a boring animal. And over here we have quokkas, members of the kangaroo family. They're so cute that they were named the happiest animals on earth. Because look at their face, they look so happy. Oh! And over here we have the babies, which are 60 times more adorable. Oh, I want to take it home. Can we keep another pet at home? Mom, can we keep another pet at home? Yeah! Yay! But those are not the only animals. But they canceled this zoo because at first it's too small to fit a lot of animals. And second, this zoo is not really that popular because there's already more popular zoos like the zoo that I covered in my last video. And over here we have the reptile house, which with a bunch of reptiles and even animals that are not reptiles like Goliath frogs, which are the largest species of frogs. Here's one. They're huge. And over here we have Asian water monitors. And they're found in Asia. And also they spend time in the water. That's basically its name. I gave it a restraint feeder as enrichment because that's what they need so they can not be bored. Because that's why enrichment exists for animals. And over here we have a more popular species. We have Asian elephants. Asian elephants are the second largest elephants in the world. Right behind the African bush elephants. Asian elephants are found in Asia, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna start swimming when she gets to the deeper water. So the baby is swimming. How deep is this water? 98 centimeters, so it's not that deep. And over here we have an adult male. Everyone is coming there so they can see the adult male elephant come up close. So his name is Ali, and he's the most famous animal at our zoo. He's covered in mud because there's a mud area in their enclosure. Just like pigs, elephants need to keep themselves cool during hot summers. So they play in the mud because both pigs and elephants don't have any sweat glands. And over here we have some other reptiles. This is also called Monitor Road. Monitor Avenue. And over here we have Nile monitors. They're found in the Nile River, as its name suggests. And also the Nile River is in Africa. They're basically like Asian water monitors, but the African version. Asian water monitors live in large groups, and they need about 269 square meters of space to roam. And these guys are thriving in their enclosure. And we have other animals like Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons are found in Indonesia, and they're also the national animal of that country. Komodo dragons are the largest lizards on our planet. They can grow up to 2 meters long, which is bigger than most reptiles. Lizards, because there's reptiles bigger than them. Fun fact, Komodo dragons are one of the only venomous lizards that ever exist, alongside Gila monsters, which are found in North America. And fun fact, Komodo dragons can actually swim. Another fun fact about Komodo dragons is that they don't need to get married because females can already give birth. So that means that Komodo dragons that live their entire lives by themselves hunting for food in Indonesian islands. And also Komodo dragons are carnivores, which means they eat meat. If you knew that fact, you're probably smart like me. Because if you have a big brain, you need a big brain. And a trick in Planet Zoo you can do is that if you press this, you can toggle pause and untoggle pause. And if you toggle pause, it would be much easier to go faster. Over here we have the food court, which is where many guests come to eat their foodies and other stuff. And these are not the only animals at the zoo. There's a second entrance over there. And there's also other animals. Like in this pit, many people care surround it because you know what's in there. There's prairie dogs. Prairie dogs are rodents, and they're related to guinea pigs. Prairie dogs, they dig large burrows underground, and they have a huge social structure. Under this enclosure, there's a concrete barrier preventing them from digging deeper and escaping. That's how zoos like this prevent the prairie dogs from escaping. They make the foundation out of concrete. They fill it with sand and then they let the prairie dog. But the same didn't happen with Detroit Zoo, because Detroit Zoo prairie dogs used to dig under highways and end up in people's backyards, and they would eat their grass, their lawns. And that's why they had to got rid of the prairie dogs. And over here we have gharials. I gave them some Japanese maples. So gharials are found in India, and they have this really long snout to help them catch fish. And the babies are absolutely adorbs. They have all the adorbs in the universe. Oh, you look at the gharial. And we have other animals. Like we have 9-banded armadillos. Fun fact, armadillos are related to sloths and anteaters. And also, armadillos are insectivores, which means they eat insects. Armadillos spend a lot of their time in burrows. And on the other side, we have another animal. We have Malayan tapirs. Tapirs are related to rhinos, and they have this long snout to help them snorkel. Tapirs are found in Asia and South America, and they are really good swimmers. And if you observe tapir, they have about four. If you look from over here, they have about 1, 2, 3, 4 toes on their front legs and 3 toes on their back legs. So that's what makes them unique from their relatives. They have a unique number of toes compared to their closest relatives, rhinos. And those two animals are related to horses. These are black rhinos, one of the most endangered species of rhinos on our planet. Black rhinos are found in Africa and many places around Africa, but due to hunting, their populations have decreased. So this zoo manages to protect the black rhinos. Black rhinos are named for their dark skin color, but they're also called hook-lipped rhinos because their lip is shaped like a hook. Because black rhinos usually eat from bushes and trees, which is why they have that hook-shaped lip. And our next section is the Arctic animals. If we want to go faster, we have to do this. And then we arrive at our destination. Over here we have polar bears. Unlike other bears, polar bears are surprisingly good swimmers. Polar bears are the largest carnivorous land mammals ever. They can grow to be 11 feet long and weigh 1,000 pounds, which is very big. Polar bears are really good swimmers because they need to travel from iceberg to iceberg, and also they hunt seals. And seals are much better swimmers than regular bears. So polar bears evolved to become better swimmers so they can chase seals. And polar bears also spend time on land. I think he's gonna poop. He is gonna poop. Fun fact, birds have heels unlike their relatives. Their relatives don't have heels. And on the other side we have another small animal that burrows but isn't related to prairie dog. Meerkats. Meerkats are actually related to cats. And meerkats are found in Africa. When meerkats stand on two legs, they're actually watching predators. Similarly to prairie dogs, they build huge burrows. And also, meerkats dig burrows. It's the same reason why the prairie dog habitat. They make a concrete foundation and then they put the dirt. That helps prevent the animals from escaping. And over here we have another animal that brings in guests. And it comes from the Arctic. Uh, if you can guess what it is, I will tell you. Here's a hint. It's an extremely good swimmer. And it is a seal. Specifically gray seals. If you want to see them better, here's a seal getting close. So seals and sea lions are not the same thing. They're totally different animals. Fun fact, seals are actually related to bears. And the seals here bring in a lot of gas. They're actually one of the most popular animals in this zoo behind polar bears. And polar bears are extremely good swimmers because they have to catch these cuties. Ah, look at them. They're so cute. I want to take one home. You can take one home. Actually, no. Look how cute he is. I want to take him home and make him my pet. I want to take him home. He's the cutest seal on earth. That's what people are saying at the zoo. They actually want to, especially the kids. The kids want to take the seals. And if you want to see more secrets, there's more secrets to behold. Like the other enclosures. Like the rayas and the anteaters. And over here we have the kiwis. But there's a secret space over here. And also we have platypuses. But if you stayed at the plaza section of the zoo, we probably went through this secret path. So our first animal is the painted dog. So painted dogs are found in Africa. Painted dogs, just like other dogs, hunt in packs. And you know they have those big ears so they can keep cool. Painted dogs are found in Africa, and they're also related to other dogs. I snimble dimble on a gimbal. I shimble dimble on a grimble. Over here we have proboscis monkeys. Fun fact, proboscis monkeys are one of the only monkeys that are good swimmers, but none of them are swimming. Proboscis monkeys are named for their long noses. And he's basically the most famous animal at this zoo. Proboscis monkeys. If you see that big nose, that's how they're named. Male proboscis monkeys use these long noses to attract mates. Proboscis monkeys are found in Borneo, in Indonesia, and he's pooping now. Proboscis monkeys are kind of weird animals. He's just roaming around, doing proboscis monkey things. And also we have other animals. Like over here, we have gray wolves, also known as timber wolves. But I call them gray wolves because they are actually called gray wolves. Gray wolves are what gave us are what they gave us domesticated dogs like doggos. Gray wolves are basically the wild version of doggos. And this is a pupper. The pupper is adorable. The pupper has all of the adorbs. So wolves hunt in packs. And also, why do I keep on seeing animals poop? I feel like it's so common for these animals to poop all the time. Because you know, animals love pooping. Because that's what they do. And what else do we have at this zoo? I know this is a secret path. Oh, I guess that's it. Bye! See you in my next video.